Day number 11. So exciting. Let's start right away with deepening our breath, connecting inward. Let's start with 3 breaths to really see how we can open up the channels and pathways to us, connecting into the specific information that is needed for yourself and myself today as we move and as we breathe on our mat. Big and breath in and exhale out. Big breath in and exhale out. Big breath in and exhale out. Wow. I don't think I've ever taught this course. I've never taught this theme before. Ever. This is really cool. I'm honored and excited to explore collective consciousness. As we connect more fully and deeply into our own unique intuitive voice and expression, it's essential for us to understand where's the consciousness of the masses. Some of where the consciousness is with the masses is in lighthearted, loving, fully expressed, wonderful, forward momentum, and some of it is not. And so what I see a lot of my sessions is people, I just had yesterday, a beautiful, lovely client I've been working with for a long time have this awesome realization, which is that she was seeing the ways in which she was getting really afraid, about money and gripping. And it's so fascinating because for me, I see it in waves. I see the waves of collective consciousness move through our species because all of a sudden it's like you're gripped by something. You don't know what it is, but it's like, oh, this is what I need to focus on. It feels very much like a grip. Anyway, yesterday was neat because she was like, I realized, wait a minute, that was just a whole bunch of hoopla, and I'm okay, and things are good, and I'm abundant, and it was this beautiful moment of me seeing her leverage her perspective to kind of see, wait a minute, that's a little bit of the virus that's happening outside of me, but my truth is this. And so today, as we move and as we breathe, we're just going to focus in what is our individual unique identity. Let's go this way and this way. Let's take your hands to your shoulders right away and just start massaging. You can take a wide stance. Let's rock back and forth. As we begin to identify who we are versus the collective, and that comes in pockets too, where we will be in a collective experience, let's say in a certain city, and I really just want to move this for a second. Oh, okay, that's not really, there we go. Okay. What we have the ability to do is that as we recognize what is the collective consciousness. So I'll give you an example. When I lived in Los Angeles for years, over 10 years, there was like this obsession of mine with Mercedes. I was like, oh, I want a Mercedes. I really want a Mercedes. And and the truth is that I don't really want a Mercedes. I don't really want a Mercedes because I've just done lots of research, and anyway, the maintenance every time you open the hood, whatever, there's all these things, right, that as an individual, I don't actually really want a Mercedes. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is that once I got that I was driving around all these people who did want Mercedes. Maybe they didn't, I'm not sure. But they were in that space of wanting that, and then as I recognized it, and I was like, oh, wait, actually, I really like Honda. For many reasons I like Honda. And for many reasons, I like Toyota and the electric cars and our Prius. Anyway, I'm just putting that out there because as you move through your day, as you move through your life, it's important for you to recognize what is the mass group thinking, and sometimes we agree with it. Like let's be kind to our neighbor, and let's not run into each other on the street. For the most part, that's happening a lot, right? People are in the majority, are conscious and more awake than not when they get behind the vehicle. And that's a good thing, right? Those are all really, really great things. But then there are other things that are happening. And if you do really want a Mercedes, great, right? Or if you do really want these things that's in the collective, awesome. But when you begin to understand what is this larger mass, the consciousness of the collective, what is the programming, then you can really understand, wait a minute, I am here, and that is me, that is my individual expression. Here's where it gets tricky, is when we don't bring an experience of awareness to our individual nature and the collective. When that gets blurred, we become sheep. And it's our intuition which guides us back to our individual path, to our individual power and prowess. And I heard a really, really great quote this morning, which I just loved, where someone was saying, you can roll the shoulders back. They were saying, why is it that, like, whenever we screw something up or whatever, we say, oh, you know, it's because I'm human. And why is it that when we don't, like, let's say, create a magnificent, human being, or we create a massive shift in our life and follow our the career path we're meant to, or we just bring in a wonderful, beautiful situation, why isn't it in those moments that we say, wow, yeah, it's because I'm a human being, and how amazing and incredible and creative and highly, highly powerful we are as manifestors. I can't tell you how many times in sessions recently I have people say to me, thank you so much for reminding me how powerful I am as a manifester, because then it was, I remember it, then I just do it more. Now the collective consciousness, the bigger, broader programming that's happening right now, is not really focusing on our ability to create. It's focusing on the need to work, the need to kind of move, just kind of do what everybody else does and not rock the boat and da-da-da-da-da. And so when you really begin to give yourself permission, what is my voice? What is the guidance that I'm specifically hearing from my highest self? You begin to get that differentiation, and in that differentiation you get a leverage of power. Nice, let's come back to center. Okay, let's come into tree pose. Here. I'm going to bring Emily into the frame. Here, let's go put her. She's such a pretty girl. Good, let's come into tree pose. You can bend the standing leg if you wish, but really take your palms up high to the sky, open up through the heart. And then once you get a sense of what is the collective consciousness, what is the overall frequency of the area that I'm in, and this is why when you get to different areas of the world, this is what's been interesting for me, just exploring different areas of the world over these last couple, or over the United States over these last couple years, has been to really explore the different collective consciousness, not only of the United States, which we're affected by, in the world, planet Earth, but also of the specific area you're in. And if you start to become aware of that, then you can pick it up and you can move through your days and be like, oh, wait a minute, maybe that fear about money isn't necessarily mine or my truth, because that is such an illusion, right? All that feeling of scarcity and lack, it is such an illusion. Maybe that's not mine. Maybe that is the experience of the collective consciousness at this moment. The majority of people are freaking out. And so then if I see that, I can step back, find a point of leverage, power, and perspective. Let's come to the top of our mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. And let's exhale, step back, plank pose. Inhale forward, exhale moving down. Inhale opening up through the heart. And then exhale coming back, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, begin to pedal the feet, lengthening through the backs of the legs. Let's inhale, open up through the left side, opening up the left hip. And let's exhale, come forward into core plank. Really bring those shoulders over the wrists, engage that core, and then coming on back. Inhale, lift up the right side, open up through the right hip, and then coming forward, core plank. Good, big breath in, and then exhale back, downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Inhale, bring the left foot forward. Let's rise on up, warrior one. And let's come forward now, hands to the hips. Really tuck the tailbone underneath, bend deeply through that knee. And let's come forward into warrior three. Now I've got some blocks right in front of me, so I'm going to use them. If you have them, this is a great time. If you don't, you can just take your hands onto a chair or a couch, or you can take your hands right to the floor. Here we are in warrior three. Inhale, and then exhale, bring that foot right back alongside the other. Inhale, flat back, and then exhale, bring that front foot back, and let's come into warrior one on the other side. Inhale, big breath in, and then exhale, bringing that hip forward into crescent pose. That back heel lifts, reaching the arms forward. Now let's come into warrior three on the other side. Lifting up through that back leg, opening up through the heart, engage the core. Good, big breath in, and then exhale, bring it alongside you, and just shift side to side. Big breaths in and out. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, and then exhale, rise up to stand. And so a really powerful technique can be, let's come back to center, let's move the ball back and forth, is to in any moment in time just check in with where the collective is in this moment. And I can sort of feel it right now, like what, and it's a feeling and it's expression. And so I ask you in this moment to feel in, right, to the larger rhythms of the collective consciousness. Now the cool thing is that when you see where the larger attention is and focus is in our species, and you'll feel it, right? You'll feel it around holidays, you'll feel these big shifts around elections, you know, where there's just this shift in mood. And as you identify that and you become really aware of it, then you can be really conscious in what you would like to put out as a conscious creator for yourself. Okay, everybody is freaking out about this and that. I get that, and I'm a part of this experience, right? So you too, part of the collective, are going to have an experience with that. And if it's a beautiful, wonderful forward momentum that you want to join on, great. But if not, it's your yoga, it's your intuition, it's your awareness that brings you back to saying, okay, wait, whoa, what is it I want to create? And not even, and this is what I hear people say a lot too, is, well, I can't really jump there right away. Like, this is what I want. It's okay. Even if you set the intention, just setting the intention. We have a rental property, and yesterday on my walk, I was walking and I just said, let's do it. Let's get an offer today. Let's do it. And everyone has been saying it's a saturated market, our price isn't going to work. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. And 6 hours later, sure enough, boom, we get a great offer. And so, again, is that me like, manifesting or creating that? Yes, to the degree in the sense that my highest self could feel that there was a parallel reality of that expression that existed that was coming to me, that if I could open my heart and my awareness and my consciousness and say, yes, that is what I want, especially in nature, super powerful to declare these things in nature, and say, this is what I want to sync up with that, and that's where our attention goes, we can feel into it using our intuition to say, that's the probability, that's where I want it to go. But what's been helpful for me is to identify what the collective consciousness is, right? Well, this is a saturated real estate market. Like, I don't even want to go into it, but blah, blah, blah. And me being like, okay, cool. Yep, awesome. This is what I want. This is what we need, and this is what's possible. Okay, let's go to the other side. Rise up, warrior one, and exhale two. Inhale, reverse, exhale. So these are series we've been exploring now on our 11th day. I'm not going to necessarily cue it. If this is totally foreign to you, you can just go back to some of the earlier days that we've been on. Sometimes too, what I want to sort of identify is that in light workers and people with a lot of connection to, we're going to go to the other side again, to these higher realms, to these higher frequencies, what they're wanting me to encourage you to explore is this notion that it's okay to move in and out of your world, right? So what I'm seeing a lot is people kind of checking out, just kind of like moving out of body and just really uniting with spirit. And I know that there's a lot of judgment here. And there's sometimes a lot of judgment too about just being a human being, you know, just being like, this is hard, this stinks. It's hard and it stinks because of some of the programming that's stuck in the collective consciousness that's been telling us that being a human is not so great. One of the most magnificent and extraordinary things about being a human is our ability to create, is our ability to emote, is our ability to have higher levels of consciousness. And if you can get back to the part of you that is enjoying that is empowered by that, there is so much that can open up for you. It's the remembering, it's the coming back to, I mean, you want to honor obviously the part of you that is frustrated at times by being a human on planet Earth, because it's intense and it's challenging. But if you can bring more of your attention to focusing on, we're going to come forward and then back. So these are now sequences that we've explored before. So they're in your body. And just let yourself flow into really being here. So, letting the breath move in and out. I have no idea where I was going with this. So I'm just going to breathe. It's just kind of like life. It'll come if it's meant to. Yeah, good. In and out. Other side here, just exploring our other side. Good. Let's come back to triangle. I have a block here today, which I'm going to use. We're going to spin our heart up to the sky and then hand back to heart center. Up to the sky, hand back, up to the sky, opening up that heart. Awareness, consciousness, openness, letting yourself in this moment really explore what that is. Moving to the other side. Up and to the heart. Up and to the heart. Good. 2 more here. 1 more. Let's do 1 more. Just kidding. Good. And let's come sitting down. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Inhale, reach up and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and then exhale. Use the core to come lying back. Palms up towards the sky. You can let your feet come up for a bit. Let yourself fully relax here in Shavasana. Letting go completely. Big breath in and big breath out. I'm going to move to our cards and see what it is we're going to explore today. Love it. Cool. Love it. The biggest message here for us, the people that are connected to this or attracted to this video, is what a great job you're already doing at this. It's kind of a bit, which is kind of neat. My guy just saying you're a bit kind of preaching to the choir, which is a great thing, because the more and more that I speak to you in a way that resonates with you, it's kind of like they're saying that a lot of the people that are attracted to this video are really good at this already. So thank you, because right away, monkey, integrity, they're saying you're really good at this, keep doing it. Second card is about trust, knowing that you're really good at this, and now you can trust that and let that integrate more fully. Third card today is about purification and really taking the time today to focus on the little blocks where you're going through your day, you feel a grip, and it's like, is that me or is that collective consciousness? Just becoming aware will create a lot of freedom. Okay, beginning to deepen the breath, reach your arms up above your head, lengthen out, stretch out, reach up, roll over, come on up to a seated position, hands to the heart. Let's take a big breath in. Thank you so much for joining me. Sending so much love to you on your path, that you continue to find joy, peace, and a sense of relaxation as you become aware of this broader collective consciousness, what you want to align with and what you don't, and how your intuition is guiding you to make that differentiation. Please like and subscribe and pass this along, and we'll see you tomorrow.